Nice, nice. That's
We
good.
timed that pretty well.
We did. I wasn't expecting it to go.
There, yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to go that well, but it totally did.
Yeah, like we were really in sync. Yeah, it was good.
That was nice. That was nice. Fantastic. Oh man. Hello everyone, all of you early birds that are here before we officially go live, as usual.
Yeah, there's quite a few people here early.
Yeah.
Gio got first. Oh, he did on my screen, and they were saying, "What up?"
Yeah. Rob27 Shred subscribes at tier 1 and says, "What's up, everyone?" Thank you so much, man. Glad to see you around.
Thanks,
I feel like it's been a few months since I've seen Rob's username around here.
Yeah, 5 months of Substar. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Heck yeah. Kakan says, "I'm not a bird, I'm a dodo." There you go.
Okay. Is a dodo not a type of extinct bird?
I don't know. Let's see what a dodo is.
Pretty sure a dodo's a bird.
I think a dodo's a bird, right?
Big rounded beak on the end. Pretty sure that's what it's
The dodo is an extinct flightless bird.
There you go. Galapagos Islands, right?
That was endemic to the island of Mauritius, Mauritius, okay, east of Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. Okay. There you go. There's your lesson for today, everyone.
There you go. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Apparently they were really tasty, and people used to eat them a lot in the 1800s, if I remember rightly.
Really?
Dodo eating. Yeah. Yeah, so it's commonly believed that the dodo went extinct because Dutch sailors ate the beast to extinction after finding the bird is incredibly easy to catch due to the fact that it had no fear of humans. There you go.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice. Captain Schwa with the 36 months. Thank you so much, man.
Holy 36 months.
That's 4 years.
Something. Wow.
That's 4 years, right? If I'm mathing correctly. I'm pretty sure that's 4 years. Thank you so much,
That's
man.
crazy.
One of the OGs. Wow. That reminds me. We actually have our anniversary coming up soon. We were doing or 3.
Yeah, 3 years,
yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm stupid. All right, just give me a break here.
I'm like 12, 24. Where does he get?
No, wait, hold on.
12 months a year.
12,
okay.
Wow.
24, 36. That's 3. Yeah.
This is how poor my brain is working today, Jay. This is exactly why we need this chill episode today, stream, because my brain can just not handle anything else at the moment.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Oh man, yeah. 12 months in a year. Today I learned. Fantastic.
What were you thinking? It was 9 months in a year? You were thinking it's top
that's
Clack
what
baby,
my
right? That's what you're thinking.
I was thinking kids. Because I was gonna make the top Clack baby comment originally, and I was like, nah, I make that comment too much.
So it's four top Clack babies, but it's 3 years.
Yeah, I can math. 3 times 12. I know what that is now. I promise, guys. Oh man, that's not at all embarrassing.
Just a little.
Oh golly. We'll start things out in just a few moments here, guys, and we'll give you guys a quick rundown on what's going on today.
I want to say you have a typo under your name, Brian, because it's missing a C. It's not Quazkemz.
Did you see that? Did you see that, Jay?
Yeah.
All right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, that was
Quazkemz. It's almost like a French version of you, Brian, like a sophisticated French version. Quazkemz, you know.
Like a hoity-toity kind of
like
of
wearing a
posh.
cravat and yeah.
It's
that one. Cravat, little thin, one of those long thin cigars.
Yeah. Well, Quazkemz is actually my my like alternate personality.
Very nice.
It'll be speaking of Quazkemz, official glorious PC gear or gaming race, right? Official glorious PC gaming race subbed at tier 1. Is that? I wonder if that's the official.
I think this is someone memeing, but
is it someone memeing?
If it is the official
certainly
glorious PC games, then thank you very much for joining.
It certainly could be someone memeing. I don't think I'd know either way, to be totally honest. So I don't.
Yeah.
But
long live Quazkemz.
So Quazkemz is actually like my French alter ego, and he's a food critic. And so he just. Okay. But his shtick is that he loves everything, so he always rates everything super highly.
Very nice.
Holy crap! The official glorious PC have just given 10 tier 1 gift subs. This is feeling like it is the official
Oh my gosh.
Official one. Yeah. So
thank you so much.
Official glorious
Very
PC.
nice.
There we go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, they just put out they put out an article earlier that was giving a little bit of info on the Holy Panda, and it did seem like they referenced me and Top Clack. That was nice of them.
It is the official glorious PC gaming race. It is them. I'm looking at their account now. So
oh really? Okay, very cool.
It's been around since March, so it's not someone just doing it for a bit of fun. So there we go.
Yeah. Sorry about the typo. I mean, it's all good. Quazkemz is pretty fun to say, anyways. Honestly, so.
Quazkemz.
That's like one of those fun typos, you know. While we have you in the audience, actually, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask if we could actually get you on the stream in the coming weeks. If you wouldn't be opposed to just coming on and talking with us.
Very nice.
About the whole kind of situation and your entrance into the kind of holy market space, as it were.
Would be the holy panda hall of fame, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I think it'd be pretty cool, right? I'm sure a lot of the viewers would like to see that as well. Yeah, today's episode's a little bit different from our other ones. This is going to be way more casual than it even usually is, for a couple reasons that we'll be explaining more momentarily.
And when we say we're usually casual, which you think, guys, this is going to be a whole nother level of casual.
This is
chill and relaxing.
Yeah. This stream is going to be like extra casual, like to the nth degree. We're just going to be interacting with Twitch chat throughout most of this. And we're going to talk about things that you want to talk about.
Ooh,
yeah, and thank you, Jasha, for the 22 months of subs as well. Thank you very much, man. Almost at that 2-year mark. For Brian, who can't count, that's 24 months we're waiting for the 2-year mark, Brian. But yeah, they're doing really well. Thank you, Jasha. We appreciate that.
Nice. Yeah, thank you guys very much.
And official glorious PC gaming. If you do want to chat to us, and if you do want to come on the show, if you can hit us up on Discord using the links below. If you click on the Discord one, you can come and have a chat with us. And we would love to get you on there. Twitter is not something that we use, or certainly I don't.
Actually, I think I made a Top Clack Twitter a long time ago. I just haven't used it. Okay. We're keyboard boomers, guys. Twitter is not really something we've spent a lot of time with. But I will try to get on my Twitter game, and we will try to make something happen there, because I think that would be a really good episode that a lot of people would enjoy, honestly.
You say that, but I got a huge compliment the other day. Someone called me an Insta Thought.
You got called a keyboard thought?
Yeah, I got called an Insta Keyboard Thought because of all my Insta stories where I'm like going around the workshop and doing QC and packaging things up and stuff like that. Yeah, I got called that.
Oh man, who else in chat right now thinks Jay is a thought? Oh golly, Iwade says keep in mind TOS, Brian and Jay. Okay, yeah, we gotta stay.
I'll have to ask if our CEO, if he's interested, but can try and make it happen. That would be awesome, because we've got the CEO of Top Clack sat at the side of me, and the CEO of Prototypist Keyboards. That'd be great to get like 3 CEOs together.
Oh my god, we just have a meeting of CEOs, and we'll all be super cool. Except for like being CEO of Top Clack and being CEO of Glorious is probably a vastly different experience.
I imagine it is. Yeah, I imagine it is. Jasha, thank you very much for the 500 CEO bits. Very much appreciate those.
CEO bits.
Blind Panda is agreeing that I am a huge thought. So there we go.
There you go. I mean, so is thought like a compliment, or is it more of an insult? I don't really know. Maybe Twitch chat can help sort us out here.
Yeah, like what's the definition of a thought?
Do you not know what the acronym stands for?
Oh, okay. I apparently I don't know what the acronym stands for.
I'm not going to say it live on stream because I don't know if that's against TOS or not. But
it's not a compliment. I'm taking it as a compliment, guys.
I'm pretty sure it's an insult. To me.
Yeah, a woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships. I don't know what it stands for though.
There are people that have said it in chat, or there's at least one person that has said it in chat. But no, I think everyone's universally agreeing that it's certainly not a compliment. Kakan, oh man, Kakan says that hero over there. I like that. That's a way more wholesome version of this. Fantastic. Oh man, that's great. All right, should we officially start the stream now?
Yeah, let's start the stream. Yeah.
All right, guys. We come out of the intro, and Iwade is already gifting 10 subs.
I know.
What the heck? Thank you so much, man. Way too kind.
Gio's at it as well now. He's gifting some tier 1 subs out there as well. Gosh. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
You guys are too wholesome. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. The hype train is going fast today, I think. Even though it hasn't said it started, which is weird because we've had so many.
It hasn't started yet, so people have jumped the gun on the hype.
I think actually, I think Twitch is actually having some issues today. I noticed on some of the streams I was watching earlier, a lot of the subs and bits just weren't really working for a lot of people. Some people didn't even have subscription buttons.
Oh wow!
People that were partners even. So it was kind of interesting. So I guess they got that figured out. Hopefully they did. It seems like, at least for us, we're good to go. People have been donating bits and subbing already, so it seems to be working well. So thank you so much, guys. Very much appreciate that. And also, welcome to today's episode of Top Clack, this week's episode. And I am your host, Quazkemz, joined, as usual, by my lovely, hatted, bearded co-host, Jay. And we have a show in store for you today.
Show is a descriptor. Yeah.
We have a show for you today. So basically, I woke up feeling like crap today. I think I'm getting sick, and I just do not feel well. And as you probably noticed in the pre-show, when I was trying to do such basic math, my brain is just not. It's just not here today, guys. I'm sorry. So between that and Jay kind of wanted to take a little time off because he's been overworking himself as usual. The classic Jay maneuvers, and we needed.
See the bags under my eyes?
It's pretty apparent. Yeah, Jay works way too hard, and I don't, but I'm just not feeling very well today. So we decided that we'd take a little chiller approach to today's episode, and we just have some tea. We're gonna have some tea, and we're just gonna talk with you guys, and you guys are gonna kind of give us some direction for the show to see kind of what you'd like. So you know, if you have things you want to talk about, let us know. We're gonna be even more interactive with Twitch chat than we usually are. So
yeah, basically, this is putting the show in your hands, guys. So how good or bad the show is all depends on how much you guys talk to us and how much steer you give us on what you want us to talk about and what you want to hear our opinions on, or what you want us to talk about, or what you want to tell us. You know, you might want to tell us something or whatever. So yeah, this show is the show that you guys are in control of.
And to all the people that are watching this right now and that are like, that's dumb, don't do that. Don't worry, this isn't going to be like a regular thing. We do have episodes planned. I have guests scheduled out for the next 2 weeks with some hard-hitting issues. It's going to be a good time. The last several episodes, 3, 4, 5, have been pretty heavy-hitting issues as well. So,
last week was a really heavy one.
Last week was pretty deep, yeah. So, this week we're taking a little bit more chill of an approach, and we're not going to dive into anything too extreme this week, most likely.
Yeah.
So
think of it like an extended Q&A session where we were actually going to give more information than just answer quick fire questions. Think about it that way. You guys can give us talking points and discussion points to pick up on.
Yes, absolutely. And, because it is kind of a tea time approach, hopefully you guys have a nice beverage on hand. I'm drinking some nice dandelion root tea at the moment with a little vanilla in it. It's fantastic.
That sounds really good. I do like dandelion tea. Yeah, that sounds really good.
I never really had dandelion until recently, and, oh my god. I didn't realize, how good it was going to be. I wish I had some milk, because I feel like this particular tea would be a very good recipient for some milk.
Oh, really? I like dandelion tea just on its own, black, and
Fair enough.
Just as it comes. Maybe like a quarter of a teaspoon of sugar in it if it's particularly bitter stuff. But yeah, yeah. And I've got coffee, even though it's 2 a.m. or 10 past 2 a.m. here. I've got coffee. Well, I've almost finished this one, so.
Yeah, I feel like I should have brought a kettle with me. I only have the 1 cup, and I feel like that's not going to be enough to get me through the entire stream. So I'm trying to just sip it very gently.
Not to worry, because I do have. Now this is really, really special. So this is Iron Brew, like I usually drink, but this is the 1901 recipe version. So I built a Satisfaction 75 on stream for a gentleman called Dale a couple of weeks ago, and he was kind enough to send me 2 things. He sent me 6 bottles of this, which was really, really nice, and he also sent me a 1/8 model of my Datsun as well. So he bought this kind of like model replica of my Datsun. A 240Z, and he even had the little correct license plate printed to match my license plate on my car in real life, which was really nice of him.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Jack's Static says, oolong tea, best tea, fight me.
Oh, man, yeah, it's up there. I like chamomile. I think top 3 teas: chamomile, green tea, and mint tea. I would say those are my 3 top.
Chamomile,
options.
your number 1?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I just find it incredibly relaxing. Like really relaxing.
I mean, it is. That's kind of the medicinal benefit of chamomile in particular, from what I've learned. I'm a pretty big fan of most teas, though. It's rare that I have a tea and I'm like, no, I don't like this. I've been a big fan of all the oolongs that I've had. I've been a big fan of jasmine is usually one of my go-tos. I'm a big fan of jasmine, especially like a cold jasmine tea.
Captain Schwa says PG tips is best. Man, like, maybe.
Oh, man. Piat says, dude, I love Iron Brew. I wasn't a fan. It was still a little too sweet for me.
Yeah, Sashimi loved it, though, right?
Well, he was
all over it.
He's that kind of person. Just kidding. Pig and Droppin says, I have whiskey, I feel like a degen. Hey, nothing wrong with a little whiskey as well. Just, as long as you have a nice beverage and you're relaxing, then you're getting the top Clack vibe tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Enigma keyboards as well. Enigma says, Jay, talk about SA Phantom. I want to see it. I don't think anyone's got SA Phantom yet. Like, I'm still waiting for SA Phantom to come in, but it's Phantom, like the GMK version, but in SA. As far as I understand, it's going to ship September time. So maybe next month, but I don't have it yet.
It's pretty soon.
I think the reason why he's asking that is because I got a board in this week that is designed around the Phantom colorway. So I got in this week a Keycult number 2 in Phantom purple with brass base and brass plate, which was really nice.
Nice.
It's genuinely lovely as that board. It's genuinely lovely.
I just want to point out that we achieved the first level of Hype Train. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.
And shouting out to the people that finished off our trek there is PMSing Chicken, subbed at Tier 1, says hi. Hello to you as well, sir. And Sovereign gifting a Tier 1 sub to Penguin Droppings. So fantastic.
Nice.
And he also donates 35 bits. The 1-2 combo.
Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate that, my friend. All right, guys.
Penguin Droppings is drinking a Yamakaze 18-year-old.
Yamazaki.
Nice.
Oof, nice. I've had the Yamazaki 12-year, and it was pretty good. I recall it being pretty, a little peaty and a little smoky. And I definitely appreciated that. I haven't tried the 18-year, though. I don't think I've ever had an 18-year anything that wasn't good, though, to be totally fair.
I'm not a fan of Japanese whiskies. Like I generally don't like them. I much prefer a single malt Scotch, but yeah. The worst thing about doing the streams here from the warehouse is I can't have a drink because I have to drive home, so I can't have a drink here when I'm on stream. That's the biggest problem I have.
So what you have to do is you have to get a little drunk before the stream and sober up during the stream.
Right. Okay.
And then once you're sober,
never
then
leave
you
here,
home.
and
or
it's fine.
Or just live. Right? Just live at your warehouse, Jay. Come on.
Do you know what the wife said? If it had a shower here, I probably would never go home, and she's probably not wrong. I reckon I'd spend 3 or 4 days a week here if there was a shower here.
It looks like it's time to install one, Jay.
Maybe. Upas says, at Top Clack, at Penguin Droppings, I accidentally dropped a keyboard on my J01, and now the top edge above the brass rail has a little dent in it. So sad. Well, Upas, I'm very disappointed to hear that. The good news is you can buy another one next week if you want to, because the group buy is going to run. So there we go. We fixed it for you.
Oh man, that's easy fix. Buy a new one. That's the best fix.
The revised version, the new version. Yeah, just buy another one. Yeah. A1A says, so which are you going to build first, the Keycult or the Petrichor, which is a better color? Oh man, I should have brought them both here so I could show them both. Should I do that? Should I leave Brian to entertain you guys for 2 minutes while I go and get both of those boards and show them off?
Yeah, I can probably keep people entertained for the first time in my entire life.
Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back.
Sure, sounds good. Takan saying Hibiki is rather nice. I don't think I've had Hibiki. There's a lot of Japanese whiskey I haven't really tried yet, honestly. But I need to start trying some more Japanese whiskey. I used to be really, really into Scotch, and I would think I was cool because I would like only drink Scotch and like all their whiskeys suck. And then I started drinking more American whiskeys, and I gotta say, for as many things as America does wrong, America does some pretty freaking darn good whiskey. I'm a big fan of a lot of the bourbons and ryes, and even a lot of the whiskeys that you find outside of the places that typically do bourbons and ryes. Brian can handle the degens. I don't know if I can handle the degens. Let's be real, guys. Nobody can handle the degens. Jay with the shameless plug. Don't worry, I'll smack him down later. Easy peasy.
You know I can hear you, right? I did slap my headphones on.
No. You can't hear us. You can't hear us at all.
Okay, so I have got 2 boards here. Right.
But Dom D Dom says, Brian, since he's not here, you can share some dirt about Jay. Oh man, what dirt do I have on Jay? Jay tends to be a pretty clean person. I don't think there's a whole lot of dirt I can find.
I mean,
I could probably create some.
There must be something, right?
People always make up things for drama, so maybe I can just make up a rumor.
They do. There is a lot of stories out there. Or people misquote me out of context. That happens almost daily.
Oh well, yeah, that's pretty normal.
The latest one. So I took a nap before the show, and the latest one. Apparently, there is some fake Kipporas doing the rounds, and I had messages off a couple of people saying, "Was I able to sell them a fake Kippora?" And when I tried to pilfer into it a little bit more and question them, apparently I'm the person that buys loads of Kipporas so I can make molds to make fake Kipporas, which I just find like bizarre how that thing even starts. Like, where does that rumor even start, right?
Some people have some very, very creative minds. We'll just say that.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got 2 boards here anyway that I've took out. Both arrived this week. The first one is the Petrichor. So this is a board from AKB Designs, also known as James, and it's a F-Rolus 1800 in wine red.
An F-Rolus 1800. Ooh.
So there we go.
Ooh,
I like that.
This is really nice. It's got
lovely.
The logo on the base. And then it's got a tiny little logo just up here, if you can see it.
Very cool.
So there we go. So that's this is a really lovely color. I think I'm going to have to go OG keycaps on this because it's just really nice. It's got this kind of like like purposefully done seam and everything else. It's just genuinely lovely. But it's called the Petrichor and it's in wine red. This is actually the same red as what the JO1 is going to offer as well. So it's just genuinely a lovely color. So that was the first cool board I got this week.
Nice. Stash builds boards, subbing at tier 1 in a 9-month streak. Thank you so much, man. Asking what's up, boys. We're just chilling today. This is a chill day. We're enjoying some tea and or coffee. Because Jay's not cool enough to drink tea right now.
No, I don't have any tea up here at the warehouse. Actually, it's not something.
Also, I'm gonna echo what Iwane started here. He says Jay loves Arctos switches. That's gonna be the new rumor, guys.
Pluto started that rumor the other week, and like people believed him. That's where that comes.
Oh yeah, everyone believes Pluto. Never a slash S in sight.
Right. Okay. And then this is the second board I got this week.
Jay hates keyboards.
Man, sometimes I do feel like I do. So, see if you guys can guess what this is from the wrap.
Let's see. Is it not a key cult? Are you just playing tricks on us here?
No, it is a key cult.
Okay. 165? Oh, a TKL. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
Is
that the Phantom? The Phantom number 2?
SA Phantom. Hold on, where's the sticker got there? Yeah. SA Phantom private run. So that's the purple, and then of course it's got the brass base.
Woo lad. That's when I watched who was it earlier unboxing it on stream? Was it Toki? Man, looked so good. That color came out pretty well by the looks of it.
It is really, really nice. Like when both of those boards came in on the same day, and it's like I'm not sure which I'm more excited about because they're both genuinely lovely.
When is the build stream for that one?
I don't know. I'll build one of them on Sunday. if I find the time to loop some switches. But I don't know which I'll be building first. I haven't decided yet.
Nice. Don Bro Space says, I may grab a cola to chill too. Heck yeah, man. Grab a beverage, grab some tea or some whiskey if you're, of age, of course. Please drink responsibly. And just hang out with us. We're having a chill day.
Yeah, Stash says he's using a JO1 right now. Where did you get a JO1 from, man? Has someone sold one that I didn't know about?
That does tend to happen, even in private group buys.
Do you know? Unless one has just sold, and that's where Stash has got one from. As far as I'm aware, all of the original JO1 buyers still have their boards and haven't sold them or traded them or anything else, which is really, really cool. Like, genuinely really cool.
Nice. Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's very wholesome.
Maybe we shouldn't grill Stash on where he got it then. Maybe that would not be very.
Don't
very
break
nice.
The dream for me, right?
Yeah. We can't break the dream. Let's see what other rumors can we start about Jay. I like the Jay hates keyboards rumor. I really like the Arctos switch rumor. Honestly, that's pretty funny too.
Which one's funny?
The Arctos switches.
Oh yeah, the Arctos switches. Yeah. Man, that's so bad. Like, do you know how bad those switches were? I couldn't even give them away. Like, I tried and I offered them to people, and people just didn't want them.
I'm pretty sure I sold mine for the cost of shipping, and it still took a while to sell them.
I think I even offered to pay for shipping and give them away, and no one wanted them. I think someone did eventually take them off my hands, but I can't remember who it was.
Matt says, "Okay, I'm going to get whiskey too." Nice, good on you.
Nice.
Jay hates ISO, says Scott Water.
Yeah,
there you go.
Sure. Yeah.
New rumor. I like this.
Yeah.
We should have we should have a new segment. We got to get a new banner. Specific, I don't know what we'll call it, but it'll be a Jay rumor segment, and we'll just come up with rumors about Jay.
Just call it I heard a rumor, and then just.
Yeah, and we'll just barrage Jay with rumors about him, and whatever he likes least, we will spread that rumor.
It's fine. Yeah, sure.
Just kidding.
Kakan says Jay's actually two midgets stacked on each other. No, I'm not short enough.
Jay's just one midget stacked on himself.
Yeah.
This has been a great stream already.
It is. Stash says it's Josh's. I'm just building that ISO plate for him on stream. So I get to build the JO1 and then yours and my JO2. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So I'm actually sending Stash my personal JO2 when that group buy ships, and he's going to build my board for me.
Nice. Oh man, that reminds me. I need to get. I have a bunch of things I'm sending over to Lang. He's gonna build some things for me and lube some things for me. Wink, wink,
nice. What was the name of the F-Rollless 1800? I have an F-Rollless TKL design in the works. So that was the petrichor. So that's the word that describes the smell after it's rained. So when you go outside after it's rained, you get that kind of earthy kind of smell.
I really like that smell.
After. Yeah.
I
think everyone likes that smell. It's like one of the most natural, grounding smells in the world, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not usually like a morning person. I used to be, but I'm not much as of late. But I really miss kind of just like getting up in the early morning, having like a nice cup of coffee outside where like everything's just covered in dew, but like it's like a clear sky and like the sun's rising over like the mountains and stuff. I'm fortunate enough to be in Washington where we get a lot of great landscape and horizon.
The downside to living where you do, Brian, is that you live on just off the Cascadia Fault, right? So there's like I think there's like a 10% chance of that having some sort of doomsday kind of because it's a subduction fault, which means it's trying to go under the North American plate, and it's just building up pressure. And I think it goes off like I think it's gone like 50 times in the past 10,000 years. So it's kind of due for a big earthquake at some point.
Well, that's just how it goes.
yeah, because I mean, like, I think if I remember rightly, the the Great Wave, the Japanese Great Wave, and you see all of the artwork with the big wave and stuff like that. That was actually caused by that subduction zone going off in like 1700 or something, and it went all the way across the ocean to Japan and caused devastation there. And they realized when they spoke to all of the indigenous tribes in America. that they had kind of like a similar series of stories, and when they checked through the sediment records and everything else, they realized that these stories lined up, and that the Japanese Great Wave was actually caused by the subduction zone just off the coast of like Seattle and Vancouver. It kind of runs like that sort of area, if I remember rightly.
Interesting. Yeah, Sovereign in chat is saying the Great Wave of Kanagawa.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Interesting. Pylon7 says...
Assuming my memory's correct. But yeah. I think that's what happened.
Pacific Northwest is gorgeous, but I'm too afraid of earthquakes. I feel like there haven't been a whole lot of earthquakes here that I can remember. I remember one pretty serious one when I was still in elementary school, or primary school if you're not in the U.S., and that one was pretty intense, but I can't really remember too many since then.
Well, you've got the Cascadia subduction zone at the top, and which kind of like goes from Vancouver all the way down a little bit past where you are, Brian. And then after that, you've got the San Andreas Fault, and I think that usually if Cascadia goes off, it triggers the San Andreas Fault as well. So like the whole kind of seaboard is at risk at some point. If one of them goes, the other is most likely to go as well.
Yeah. Pylon is saying, isn't Seattle also screwed if Rainier erupts? Referring to Mount Rainier. Yes. Absolutely, we are screwed. Absolutely, that is a massive active volcano.
Oh man, like can you imagine if all three happened at once? Rainier, the Cascadia, and San Andreas Fault all went off at the same time. Man, that'd be horrific. Let's not talk about that. It's depressing. That's horrible.
Yeah, I know.
like it's cool talking about the history and everything else and things like that, but. Yeah,
I figured because Iwane just asked me this question, I feel like now is kind of a maybe an okay time where we could do like a little show and tell.
Oh yeah, I've already done a show and tell.
Just freely do a little show and tell. But Iwane is asking. He's tagging me Quazkemz, of course. Which, by the way, if you're not in our Discord, or even if you are in our Discord and you haven't seen the Quazkemz emote, which has been there since like the inception of the server, it's pretty fantastic. A lot of people don't realize it exists, but it's quite a good one. He's asking if I'm putting GMK Bingsu on my plum iron, which I don't have Bingsu in yet, but it is going to be on the way to me shortly, because I hear they are shipping as of late. So I do have my plum iron 165 here, and currently it has GMK 9009 on it, which I freaking love, and the plum color is just freaking gorgeous. I did a build stream of this a while back, and I don't know if I'm going to put Bingsu on this. I think I'm going to put Bingsu on just to try, but I feel like, and of course this is going to be my kind of hipster mentality here. I feel like because everyone's going to have Bingsu on their plum irons, it's not going to be something that I want to do, but with that said, I'm still going to try it. I'm still going to try it, because I got to see what it looks like in person.
Look at this pro gamer with his iron as well. Look at this guy showing off with his iron.
Oh, man, hold on, wait. I have two irons to show off.
Wow.
Very nice.
I don't know if I can hold this one up with one hand very easily. The
really heavy, aren't they?
The Effie is like insane.
Yeah, I was just showing mine a second ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, my dual ironness. Oh my gosh, the Effie is so freaking heavy. Yeah, I built the Effie on a build stream on Tuesday, which was kind of an impromptu build stream. Also that day I learned that everyone streams on Tuesday. Every build streamer in existence streams keyboards on Tuesdays. So
there were so many during the week.
Potential misstep from the timing for me, but we had a great stream nonetheless. It was awesome. Thanks to all of you that showed up. And also, just before I forget, I am planning to do a build stream tomorrow as well, so I can finally bust open the Clippa S. I'm going to be unboxing. It's E-White. It looks freaking gorgeous, and
Ooh, nice.
I just got GMK Cafe in. So we're going to probably throw that on the E-White, because I've really been enjoying the Cafe and E-White combo. So
nice. Yeah, that sounds really good. I've got so my set of Cafe is actually on the Argyle prototype right now, which is E-White as well. So it does look really good on that. That'll look great on the Clipper S. That'll look really good. Close to the Metal says Jay's been lying about his identity and his real name is Jay, J-A-Y. Well, okay, so this is the thing, right? Everyone calls me Jay. Like my wife calls me Jay, my brother calls me Jay, my mother and father-in-law call me Jay, but Jay is actually my initials. J-A-E is actually my initials. My real name is actually Jonathan Anthony Edward, J-A-E, and then my surname is Flynn. But everyone, for as long as I can remember, has called me Jay, so that's where it comes from. It's not a lie. It's just my my nickname.
Tectonic Plate, which is a really apt username for what we were talking about previously.
Yeah, talking about it.
Great timing, something at tier 1 on a 25-month streak. Thank you so much for that.
Nice.
That's a very long streak.
Yeah, because we were actually talking about two different types of areas where tectonic plates meet. The subduction zone, which is where the Cascadia is going underneath the North American plate, and then the San Andreas Fault, which is where the two plates are rubbing. I can't remember the name of the other plate though, where it's rubbing against on the San Andreas Fault. I feel like it's a three-word name, and I feel like it might be Spanish, but I can't for the name of me. I can't for the life of me.
Someone in chat.
Someone in chat will know.
Someone in chat will know. Yeah. Chat usually knows.
Yeah. Chat always knows. I love Chilitas as well. Thank you very much for the 6 months of subs, dude. He says, sharing the love, baby. Thank you, man. Genuinely appreciate that.
We love to see it. Thanks for the love, my friend. And also, just to point it out, Jay kind of mentioned this earlier, but because of this odd kind of open freeform structure we're doing today, where we're kind of just hanging out, having some tea or whatnot, and chilling with you guys and going through Twitch chat, we're not really going to have a dedicated Q&A segment at the end. This entire thing is also going to act as a Q&A segment, or just a discussion segment based on what's going on, in our minds / Twitch chat. So if you do have questions for us, you don't have to save them for the end. Ask them freely at your leisure. Whenever you want here. In that same vein, Starbreed is asking, can you explain what E-white is? Is it painted or anodized? So it's electrophoresis, I believe, is the technical term.
Yeah. It's closer to powder coat than it is to anodization. It's kind of or Cerakote. It's a paint that's applied using a special. It's basically electrolysis that it uses to try and apply the paint, and it's used in a lot of other industries as well. But it works specifically really well for steels and for aluminiums as well. It's really good.
Yeah, the movement of charged particles in a fluid or gel under the influence of an electric field. So that's the. There you go. How does that actually differ from... I don't know if you know this, Jay, but do you know if that differs at all from electroplating?
Yeah, so electroplating is different. Electroplating is actually applying metals to a surface, so you would do copper plating or something similar.
Gotcha.
So you quite often, if you remember the little die-cast toys when you were a kid, like Matchbox toy cars and things like that, they used to be electroplated underneath, and then they would have like paint over the top, and things like bolts on cars and stuff like that. I usually because I restore cars when I have spare time as well. I quite often take loads of bolts and like door hinges and stuff like that off cars, and I'll take them down to the local place that does that. But yeah, it's a different process, very different process.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Does it retain the metal? Yeah, so E-white, it sits on top of the metal. So the way to think about the difference between E-white and anodization is when all metals rust, and the aluminium has this quirk to it where when it rusts on the outside, it actually anodizes itself. So rust or oxidation on aluminium is pretty much anodizing itself. So what we do is we actually force that and make it tougher and thicker than it would be naturally occurring, and we add a dye to it at the same time, and that's how you get colored anodization. So you're actually dyeing the outer surface of oxidization or rust on a keyboard. And I'm really oversimplifying this. It. And that's how we anodize keyboards to be certain colors. So it's a layer of oxidation on the outside that we've kind of dyed a color. Electrophoresis is very much applied like a paint, like a Cerakote. It's added to the outside, so it sticks onto the outside rather than being embedded in the top surface.
Meta lessons with Jay.
I'm really oversimplifying it. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can.
No, I mean that's yeah. It helps people like me that don't have the brain capacity to actually understand this. So
I can't say it, but T-Zark has come back with the name of the plate that is rubbing up on the other side of the San Andreas Fault. I don't know how to say that in Spanish.
I think it's Juan de Fuca. Fantastic. Zui is asking, Sir Brian, want some pizza? Normally I would say yes, because I'm always down to eat food, but I'm not feeling so hot today, and my stomach's a little upset as well, so I'm gonna pass on some pizza today.
I could just eat a pizza. Maybe I'll order one after the stream.
I'm sticking to some tea. I don't know. I might eat something later. Who knows? Once I feel a little bit better, hopefully.
Don Brospace says, what is tougher, E-White or Cerakote? I actually don't know the answer to that. I'd suspect it'd be Cerakote because we use Cerakote for things like guns where it's pretty tough, but it's also thinner than E-coating. So electrophoresis is a thicker layer than Cerakote is. So I'm not sure if that's the reason they don't use it for guns. But if I had to guess, I'd say that Cerakote would be more tough.
Sovereign
or certainly
says,
more resilient.
Sovereign says, I can't wait for Heavy Metal Lessons with Jay spinoff.
Heavy Metal Lessons, nice. Yeah, bust out my guitar.
Yeah. Okay, so you can. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. You bust out your guitar and you play metal while explaining things about metal as an alloy.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That's big brain. All right.
Nice. Yeah. Copper patinates over time. Yeah. Can you imagine? That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, that'd be great. Jay's favorite switches are Silent Browns. No, they're Arctos. Come on, get with it.
Yeah, if you guys are gonna have this meme that I like Arctos switches, you need to stick to it.
Yeah. You can't deviate from the meme. Oh man. Check out
PVD coating is cool too. So I have issues with PVD coating. Like, my issue with PVD coating is it's too easy to damage and it's too easy to get wrong when you're applying it. Like,
the failure rate is
quality,
high.
the failure rate on it and the quality control rate on it is so, like, it's just really worrying me. I would never purposefully choose to have. I think there's better options than using PVD coating personally. But Matt is, he's very much more of a machinist than I am. So
he is a machinist and we're not.
Yeah.
So obviously, take what we say with a grain of salt. But I kind of agree. I feel like PVD is really cool, but it's kind of only really cool because of like that like fancy shiny aspect in our community, right? You remember when PVD first kind of became a thing in our community and people first started doing it, and it was like the hotness and everyone started doing it, and then it kind of slowly started to die away after that.
Yeah. It's so difficult to control as PVD. That's the thing. It's like, and it's easy to scratch. It's easy to get watermarks in it. It's easy to have marks under the surface. If your surface finish isn't absolutely perfect, it's so easy to get it wrong. Yeah.
Matt says my PVD guy has a new color. Interesting.
Ooh, I'm always happy to see it. So interestingly as well, Matt reached out to me today because he showed me something that he's been making quite recently, which is kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if Matt, can I talk about this or not? Is this private or can I actually talk about it?
I'm assuming it's the same thing he's been talking to me about as well.
I think it is because he said he was going to send us a sample of it. So, yeah. Can we talk about that or not? Starbreed is also asking, what is the difference between dye sub PBT and double shot PBT? Okay, so dye sublimation is where you take a PBT keycap and then you basically print a color on top of it to give you a legend or to color the keycap or whatever else. So it's kind of like a layer of, it's not ink as such, it's more like a layer of plastic that's heated and wrapped around it, but it's basically a way of adding another layer on top to with parts of it cut out to create a legend. Usually the legend is the color of the original cap underneath, and you can do multiple colors and you can do various different things with it, but it's very much a case of you have a cap of a certain color that's blank, and then you print, for want of a better way of explaining it, like a layer over the top that gives it a color. So for example, hold on, I think I can show you here. So this is from Grayan. So this is Gran, as Full would have me pronounce it. This is a dye sublimated keycap from Infinikey. So you can see that the original keycap color, there's only one color. It's this kind of tan color. So what they've done is they've applied this red color around the outside and then left a gap in the middle to create a legend. And it's almost kind of like printed on. Double shot keycaps use a two-part process. So you have an insert, which is usually the legend, and you have a top mold, which is usually the color of the keycap around the outside, and then they're kind of polished down so that the legend shows. Now, the interesting thing about double shot PBT is that it's very rarely done. Most keycaps that are classed as double shot PBT aren't actually double shot PBT.
Injected with palm.
A PBT keycap that then has like a laser sublimated legend on top, and then they infill it with something like palm or something else. And the reason for that is because PBT actually shrinks drastically when it cools. So you put it in a mold, it shrinks drastically. So when the double shot the legend on the inside and it shrinks, it kind of like leaves gaps around the legend and stuff. Whereas if they put POM in, which is quite flexible, that kind of expands to fill those gaps as it cools, which is why you'll see most of them actually have the legend infilled with POM or something similar. Now there are some double shot PBT keycaps out there that are really good, but not all keycaps that tell you that they are double shot PBT keycaps are double shot PBT. They're usually PBT cap with another plastic for the legend.
Yeah, that fools a lot of people, I feel like. Because double shot PBT is a term that's kind of used a fair amount, but like
it describes
not
like
in
three
the
or four
same...
different types.
Yeah. Close to the Metal, which is a great another apt username for what we were just discussing. When do you think the first publicly available group buy, pre-order, or stock optical switch, PCB, and quality optical switches will be available? Within the next year? Ooh. That's...
When do you think the first public available group by pre-order or stock optical switch, PCB, and quality optical switch? So you can get the GK61, which has an optical variant, which is an optical PCB with Gateron optical switches. You can get that today. You can also buy the Wooting 1 keyboard straight from Wooting, which has optical FlareTech switches and a custom PCB that's owned by Wooting as well. And I think their Leica series of switches, which is their new series, I think they're also optical too. If you mean in terms of custom boards, I know that there's a couple of projects in the works to do a 60% standardized layout kind of PCB and offer Gator on optical switches as well. And I think there's been a few group buys in the past that have done something similar too. So they are out there. It's just not as widely adopted as the standard 2-pin MX with a leaf switches at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because you do need a special PCB for it, it does kind of stop a lot of the designers in our community from like working on that kind of thing and wanting to, do something with switches for that sort of thing. Just because it's an entirely new format and it's not really interchangeable with everything that we have currently.
Yeah, and the big thing as well is that you can't put a FlareTech switch in a Gateron designed PCB. So if you design a PCB for Gateron optical switches, you can't put a FlareTech switch in it because they use different technologies to determine how far the key press is done. So there's kind of no standardization to that at the minute. Like you can take any MX switch and you can put it in any MX PCB today. So you could take a Kale switch, or you could take a Cherry switch, or you could take a Gateron switch, or whatever else you want to pick. But you can't do that with optical switches because they use different technologies to sense how the key's being depressed. So, yeah, there are a lot more constraints with it.
Yeah. Pub Goku subs tier 1 for 10 months. Thank you so much, man. Says I am late. Good early morning. Good early morning to you as well.
2:42. I like that phrase. Good early morning.
Yeah. Iwane says go back to Matt's thing that he was showing you in DMs. So we didn't actually talk about that.
Did he say we could talk about it?
He said we could talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about it? I feel like I've talked about the last couple of subjects.
So I was going to ask if you could we share the picture as well? I can't, because I have Discord cropped for OBS, I can't actually go to my my inbox and grab the picture. But if he's okay with us sharing it, then you could post the link to the picture in chat, and I can just open it up there and show it.
Yeah, I'll. Yeah, he says yes, so I'll post the link to the picture. So you have to bear in mind that that's come from Discord. But there you go, guys. Take a look at that. I'm
gonna swap views. This should work here. I should have this set up right. Okay, so it's this is kind of interesting. So this is actually a bronze spacebar. It's not brass. It's not copper.
Not brass.
Bronze. So this is pretty interesting. I haven't really asked for a ton of information on it yet, so I don't really have a lot of information on it other than the fact that it's bronze, and Jay and I are supposedly getting some. So that's super awesome. One thing I was a little... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say it's 660 bronze, and it is CNC machined. Yeah, so it's milled out of a solid block.
Yeah, and one thing I was a little worried, and I mentioned this pretty much immediately because I didn't want him necessarily sending it to me for me just to hate on it, but historically, I don't like metal space-bars. I've tried steel space-bars, I've tried aluminum space-bars. They're just not a very good typing experience, and he brought up the fact that because of the properties for bronze, this could actually be a lot more thocky and a lot less tingy or pingy, whatever word you kind of want to use that typically is associated with metal keycaps in a keyboard, because they're usually just not a very pleasurable typing experience. So, and the spacebar in particular, obviously a very assertive key, usually your loudest key on a keyboard. So, it worries me a little bit to have a metal spacebar, and I did, I put that out there, and I was like, hey, I hopefully won't hate this, but I don't like metal spacebars. And he's like, nah, it's all good. I'm sending you one. So,
yeah,
very nice guy. I appreciate that, Matt. So
I can't imagine these are light either. These are going to be fairly chunky. I imagine they're going to be in like the 40 to 50 gram range, which for a keycap is pretty hefty. So
I feel like this is going to be one of those space bars you use with, like, you have to have 100-gram spring in your space bar or larger.
And it's still going to feel like a red switch when you press it, right?
Yeah. Thankfully, I still have. I think I still have some 150-gram springs on standby, so. I might have to opt for something like that. But I'm, with that said, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to keyboards and life. So I'm interested to try it out, and I'm hoping it does show some cool results. Because, I mean, at the very least, it's kind of like a cool little art piece, right?
The real question now is does he want to machine a bronze pen rail for the JO1? That's the next thing.
Is bronze going to be like the cool new material? Because I was talking a little bit to Matt about this, and he was saying it actually is fairly easy to machine. However, the cost of material is quite a bit higher than a lot of other metals.
Yeah, it's significantly more expensive when you look at it. I know that I've chatted with Salvan about it a few times, and it is quite a bit more expensive. But it's a lovely material just in general, is bronze. And there are so many materials out there that we don't use in keyboards today that we could. I think brass was one of the earlier kind of metals that we saw after using aluminium. And recently we've seen a lot more copper. I think copper has come to the forefront a bit more over the past couple of years. But there's so many other metals and materials out there that we don't use yet that we could. So yeah. Salvan didn't machine this wave depth. It was actually Matt MTB Keys, who's in chat right now. He was the guy who machined that. That's the space bars that we were just showing. Yep.
Marquis S is asking, do you think the rising number of in-stock high-end customs, e.g. Keycolts, AE boards, Constellation, Gox Type K, etc., is an indication that we should expect more of these in-stock boards?
I think over time it will change. I think there's a lot of people that want to do in-stock for many different projects. In-stock's better for both the consumer and the vendor to some extent. So I think over time we will see a transition to where more group buys or more purchasing options are in stock boards. The issue is that people will need to run group buys to build up capital to be able to do it. So I don't think the group buy model is going anywhere just yet, but I think we will start to see more.
Yeah, we're getting there, especially now because the community has so many more people, and that brings in an influx of resources, monetary and otherwise, to our community. So like we're now able to do things like this, like just with Keycult more recently getting their their CNC machine and being able to do stuff in house. We're getting there. It's not there quite yet, but we're getting there. It's a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's only going to change in time as well. I mean, it's not going to be a transition that we're going to see overnight. It's going to take time to transition that way. But, Upas from Cannon Keys has been doing it for a while. His Rect 1800 and his, Brutal 60 and the TKL as well that was in that line, they were all in stock at one point. I think he had 200 of some of them at times. And, it's a great way of doing it. The companies that are running, they just need to have that capital in the first place to be able to buy them up front. Originative have done it with GMK sets for a long time. Their business model was completely different to the rest of the market in the fact that they would put GMK keycap sets up for kind of a pre-order, but they would have already made the order with GMK, and you would be able to buy it in stock later on. That's been their business model for a long time. So I think we'll see it change over time, but yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
Oof, Matt's just said he's got a Haas and a Doosan as well. Man, the Doosan sounds interesting. I need to have a chat with you, Matt, about what machines you've got. Yeah, Haas is nice, but a Doosan, yeah, nice.
That sounds fancy. I know nothing about these words, but I'm assuming that's fancy.
Yeah, some of them, depending on the machine he's got, but yeah, some of them are really nice. Like there's a whole, I think there's hundreds of different CNC machines you can get out there. Like Haas are really, really good for hobbyists and things like that, and they're starting to climb up the ranks for big business. But then you've got some machines that can do some incredible detail, and Brother, who make the printers, they do the Speedio range, which are really, really highly regarded CNC machines as well these days. And there's all sorts of good machines out there. Yeah.
Nice. Scott says, just bought 150 gram springs. Maybe he's going to be in on one of these space bars as well.
Nice, yeah.
I wonder, do we have, if it's okay with me asking this, Matt, do we have an estimated price yet for what these space bars could cost? I'm assuming there'll probably be an interest check first, and then the group buy, of course. But I'm not entirely sure what your plan is there. But I think some people would be interested in an estimated price. If there is one public.
Yeah, it'd be good to know. Heatless says, all I know is turn the knob, make the chips. That's pretty much, yeah. Okay, you can simplify it down to that, yeah. One of the companies that's actually in the same area as me, they've actually got a machine called a Fanuc, which is incredible. Anyway, if you like CNC machining, I could talk about this all day because it really interests me. They've got a Fanuc, and that is like really, really good quality stuff.
When he says Jay knows more than everyone. Jay knows a lot of stuff.
I don't know much. No, I know little bits about lots of things, but like depth on subjects is not huge for me.
No estimate price yet. All right, fair enough. Still pretty early on. I'd be curious to know though, who in chat right now is interested in one of these space bars. I mean, I'm definitely interested to try it out. I'm curious to know like who would, because I feel like metal keys in general, aside from like the Rama artisans and Salvin artisans and whatnot that are like specifically themed for sets, I feel like metal keys tend not to sell very well. And I'm not trying to be mean here because I'm sure it could be very nice, but
tell that to Rama and Salvin.
Did you not hear what I just said? Come on, Jay. Pay attention. I mean, yes, those are generally themed off key sets, though. They have a specific theme to them, and they're not space bars. At least, generally. They're like an escape key. A space bar is a very different beast, in my opinion. But I'd be curious to know who in chat would be interested in buying one. Lang stops by, says, I can't stay the night, but I wanted to pop in and give you love. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Lang's a great guy. Yeah,
he is. Definitely make sure to check out Lang if you want to watch some good keyboard build stream content. Fantastic personality.
Yeah, he's really nice. Like, he's just a genuinely nice guy as well, to boot.
Alpha says, I am. Iwane says, depending on cost, maybe. Andrentis is saying, I'd be interested if there were split space or 7U.
Yeah, 7U would be nice. Like 7U is my preferred
7U
spacebar size. So
I think I have one board with 6.25. One or two.
I have a few with 6.25 on, but I do prefer a 7U spacebar if I can.
Yeah, almost all of my boards have 7U. Sad ergo noises, says a better player.
Sad ergo. Yeah, I was just reading that.
What do you think a sad ergo noise sounds like? I'd be curious to know what the ergo noise would be.
A sad ergo noise. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'd have to. I mean, if you got like a sad ergo noise, we'd need a sad ortho noise as well to go with it, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Matt says he's also going to be trying to make one out of machinable ceramic.
Oh, interesting. Machinable ceramic.
That could be really cool.
That's really cool, yeah.
Tectonic Plate says he would buy one. Alpha says he would buy one. Scott Water says he's 100% interested. So definitely some people interested in the bronze spacebar.
So I have something in here that's been machined by Salvin that's a material that I don't think has been used before, but we're going to do quite a few of these at some point soon. I don't know whether I show this off or not. Should I show this or not?
Yeah, why not? Right? People always want us to show things off, even if we're not supposed to. In particular, when we're not supposed to.
Like, maybe if I show it really quick. Maybe I could just do that. But there's loads of people who experiment with.
There's no quick on stream, Jay. People just clip it.
I know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about this more in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay.
But the good news is, Brian, I do have 2 because one is coming to you.
Oh crap! I don't even know about this, guys. I honestly don't even know what the material is. Do we need a tease, a hint at what the material could be, Jay? Or is that too deep still?
It's probably too deep. Probably
Okay.
too deep.
We'll have to wait till later.
Yeah. So soon is all I'll say. Soon. Jay's a tease. This isn't a rumor. It's a fact.
Jay also loves Arctos switches.
Yeah, Jay also loves Arctos.
Can we get a
apparently so?
Can we get a Jay Hearts Arctos T-shirt?
You can try.
Alpha says made out of meteorite. Are you doing meteorite keycaps?
God, can you imagine how expensive they would be? No, it's not meteorite.
How cool would that be, though?
What I should just show Dom-de-Dom. That's actually something that's been machined. That has been machined. That's a machined part. Yeah, that's as far as we'll go.
I'm out of tea and I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm onto the Iron Brew now. But yeah, I could do with another coffee, I think, at some point. Jay being quick. Thanks for pitching that, man. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a perfect title to it. Perfect title.
I'm always quick, apparently, according to my wife, anyway.
Is that what we have to have a segment name? We need to have a segment called Jay Being Quick, and it'll be like some kind of
things on the screen.
Yeah, I mean the title will obviously be a pun, but or an innuendo of sorts. But like the content will be completely keyboard related. It'll just be like you talking about something in keyboards very quickly. Kind of like what was it? Was it Linus Tech Tips that did the fastest possible? Or whatever, and
yes,
it's just,
yes,
but
yeah.
it stands for FAP. Oh man, good stuff. JB Nimble, JB Quick, Jay showing off a sample leak.
It should be a sample pick, and then it would rhyme. Yeah, JB Nimble, JB Quick, Jay showing off a sample pick. There you go.
Oh man! All right, guys, what else do you want to talk about today? Anything else on your minds today? Keyboard or otherwise, I suppose.
Yeah, we can talk about anything that you'd like. If there's anything
we're just
happening
chilling
in the community you guys want to know about, we can talk about it.
I can quickly tease what I'm going to be building tomorrow on stream as well. Also,
nice.
I've started to go through a lot of my stuff, and I'm getting a lot more organized now. I have some things to give away. So giveaways coming soon. A fair amount of alpaca switches starting off. To give away, nice. but also potentially a keyboard or two.
Nice. I just bought. I don't know if you've seen these, but Holton at Prime KB has just started to sell plushy alpacas to go with the switches. I just bought 3 of them because shipping was expensive to the UK. But yeah, I bought a few of them.
Alpaca plushies, huh? I haven't had the pleasure of seeing those yet.
You should definitely check them out because they look pretty cute. I need to bring my other keyboard-related plushies because the only one I've got here at the warehouse is the key switch plushie. This is the only one I've got here at the minute.
You don't have your Gator Ron?
No, he's at home in my home office. Yeah. Archduchess is asking, are you two getting the Alex? I would love to. We talked about this when Mike was on the stream a couple of weeks ago. I would absolutely love to get the Alex keyboard. I haven't actually checked to see when the group buy is for that one yet, but I definitely want one. Probably in the orange because I think it looks amazing.
We talked about that when Mike was on the show, not last week, but the week before, I believe.
Correct.
And that thing is gorgeous. And I'm a really big fan of Tokyo Keyboards. Alvin is a good friend of mine. We've had some good times together. And I'm a really big fan of the kind of stuff that he does, and I like his kind of overall approach to designing keyboards. And I'm a big fan of the Alex as well. I like that he's kind of doing it all like or well, I guess not all, but almost all of it local in Tokyo. And the final design looks freaking amazing. But with that said, it's gonna be a little out of my budget most likely. So I probably won't be trying to get one. But I definitely hope that everyone that gets one is very happy with it. It's a very, very niche kind of product, I think.
Yeah, I definitely want one just because I think it looks great. So I'm looking forward to at least trying to get one. If I manage to or not is a different matter, but I'm going to try and get one. Brian, that looks amazing. That looks really nice.
So I feel like this board kind of flew under a lot of people's radar, and a lot of people don't actually know it exists. So this is this is kind of like the better Clippa from Mekanisk. It's the non-tray mount version. I believe it's technically bottom or sandwich. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's bottom. But yeah, this is kind of the multi-piece Clippa, and this comes with some foam. This is an aluminum plate, but he did send me some extras as well. So he sent me what I think is a polycarb plate here, based on the flexibility, as well as my kind of current favorite 60% PCB, the WT60D. So I'm going to be putting this together on stream. Chad will help me decide what plate to use and what switches to use, and it'll be a really good time. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. But yeah, this is good. Yeah, little weight poking through there, shiny.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Does that? Like really nice. Yeah, big fan of that.
Yeah, simple, elegant. I like it. This is my style of board, and I can't wait to. I mean, I don't have very many E-White boards. In fact, I think this is my only E-White board. But I'm really stoked to put GMK Cafe on here because, man, I am freaking loving that combo lately.
I should have got the Argyle out and shown you guys that with Cafe on it because that does look good.
Ooh. Well, you have an Argyle there? Or is it a Proto?
Yeah, Proto. Shall I get it?
Yeah, why not? People like to see stuff, right? Right, you guys? You like to see stuff? Let's be real.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll go get it. I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I gotta catch up on chat anyways. I'm like a little far back. The entire chat is about to wake up. You said the magic word. What was the magic word? I think I missed it. Was it giveaway? I do have some things to give away. I just need to get like more organized. I have a bunch of alpacas to give away, and I might have. Let me make sure this is right. Okay, because Leandrin is such a badass, Leandrin of Mekanisk, of course, he sent me a bunch of these Ultramarine stabilizers. Super nice guy. And he also sent me the Ultramarine Clippa Round 4. So this is the version with the removable posts. Has the nice little kind of embossed logo there on the back of the mountain. Yeah. It has foam in it. This is the Ultramarine colorway. My lighting is not doing it justice. I really, really like this colorway. He sent me this recently. So he's like, here's tracking. And I was like, what is this for? And he just wouldn't tell me. And I was like, okay. So
he's too nice.
I'm like, man, that's just freaking awesome. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little giveaway where I can kind of give away this Ultramarine Clippa, maybe with a pack of the stabilizers, maybe with some alpaca switches. Maybe I'll get a plate to throw in there, and that'll be a nice little giveaway item. I think it's been a little while since we've done a big giveaway, or larger giveaway, I should say.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, so that'll be a good time.
Whitewash also says, how excited are you for Tinned R1? Very.
Ooh, very, very, very excited.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to ask you, so since you're in a leaky mood, when does the JO1 LE raffle start? So it's going to be on Saturday, so I'll announce the time tomorrow, because I haven't decided yet. I need to work out when I can launch it and be around to answer questions and things like that, because we're actually going away for the weekend, the wife and I, so I need to work out exactly when I can do that. But yeah, I'll announce it on Friday at some point. Everyone will know at least 24 hours before it happens. So, yeah.
Clay, who is Damage Point, of course, says, when September 5th comes, none of you are my homies anymore.
Oh, for the actual standard edition. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Clay's out for blood. He's looking to win one.
Yeah. He was talking to me earlier on. I think he was trying to fish to try and see if I would guarantee him a slot, but no, it's first come, first serve. Here we go. Shall I show you guys this board here then?
Yeah, I mean, you went to grab it, right? Let's see it.
There you go. Can you guys see that? This is the Argyle prototype with GMK Cafe on.
That is nice.
There you go.
Good stuff.
Just enough of a tease.
Just a little tease. Sometimes you just gotta give him just a tip, just a little bit.
Just on the outside.
just a little bit.
the royalties here is saying, either of you get in on Froyo, wink wink. Yes, so I had a chat with David from Candy Keys in the EU, and he's sending my set in the next couple of days, so yes, I'll have it soon.
I did not get on Froyo, unfortunately. It was a set that I was planning to buy, but it ran during a time frame where I was like as broke as possibly could be. And I was just getting by paying my bills, unfortunately, so I didn't really have much extra funds to spare on keyboard stuff during that like 3 or 4 month spree.
Was it the oldest outstanding GMK group buy? I think it was, right?
Froyo?
Yeah, Froyo was like one of the oldest outstanding. So if I just go on to Key Caplander and then GMK historic ones, scroll through. Previous sets, GMK. Yeah, so the oldest outstanding one, because there's loads on there that have shipped. Froyo was the oldest outstanding one, yeah, because it ran in August last year, so it's 12 months since it ran. And then the next oldest outstanding one now, Crimson Cadet shipped. GMK Firefly is the next oldest outstanding key set now.
Monster Lag says Dracula gonna beat it.
Well, Dracula was after Firefly, so Firefly is now the holder of the longest outstanding key set, as far as I'm aware. Because everything else I can see around it is shipped. First Love, Sandstorm, 9009, Crimson Cadet, Wasabi, they've all shipped now. So Firefly is the oldest outstanding key set. Then it's GMK Dracula. Coral shipped, Greek Beige shipped, Bingsu's now shipped, Umbra, and then after that it's Sharkbait. So that's the next 3 oldest key sets: Firefly, Dracula, and then Sharkbait, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, last summer was nuts, Royal. You're right. You're absolutely right. Froyo's a pretty cool set, though, honestly. I remember it had quite a few text novelties, if I recall, and that was one of the reasons I was definitely
check out
into it.
And shop and all of those kind of things. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that stuff gets me every time.
How long has Dracula been colour matching for? So Dracula ran from the 4th of October until the 31st of October last year. So I don't know when they started colour matching. I think it was 2020 when it started colour matching, but it's coming on up to a year now. It's not far from a year. For reference, Firefly ran from the 1st of October until the 1st of November. So they were running at pretty much the same time. But technically Firefly opened a little bit before Dracula, so that's why it's the oldest outstanding. Royal says, time to overload signature plastics again. Yeah, let's get some DCS keycap sets running, guys.
Right?
I got Red Alert in the other week, and I can't wait to use that.
It's freaking glorious, right? Like, let me show off mine, if I can reach it from here.
Yeah, because I don't want to go back out into the warehouse again.
Yeah, thankfully, my current setup, I have, like, pretty much all of my keyboards right over here to my right. I just have to reach a bit for them, but I have DCS Red Alert on my E6 V2 here, which is kind of a red and black kind of color scheme, as you can see there. And I always like to sit. Oh, it's over there. Show off my little name badge because I'm weird like that. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this set, and it took me by surprise because I don't remember enjoying DCS as much as I do right now. I just think like it looks great in my opinion. It feels way better than I think most people expect it to, because most people are just so used to the 1.5mm double shot ABS keycaps these days, like GMK or bust, basically kind of mindset, and it's like, oh, DCS is way too thin, it's crappy, it's not premium, it's not good. But that's just not the case.
They just don't know, Brian. They just don't know.
Just because something is, thinner or smaller or lighter doesn't make it less good or less premium. That's not how this works. So, my preference is I think it's very good, and people should definitely give it a try if you haven't already.
Yeah. Royal says, hell yeah, I love my DSS Honeywell. As DSS running Honeywell? I thought there was only DSS Dolch. I think you might be thinking of DSA Honeywell, not DSS Honeywell.
No, DSS Honeywell is new, right? Didn't that come out recently?
DSS is the new sculpt. I think it's only done Dolch. I don't think it's done Honeywell.
I'm pretty sure it's a DSS Honeywell, unless I'm remembering incorrectly.
No, Trolling Cootie says there is a DSS Honeywell. Interesting. I've not seen that.
Yeah, it's on Prime KB. You can buy it right now for $110.
Wow, I didn't know that ran. Oh, it's very limited compatibility though. It's
very limited compatibility. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that doesn't work for me. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's why I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. DSS 40s. Yeah.
You're also not a big fan of it either, right? DSS, if I recall.
I really like the sculpt. I don't like the texture to it. It's really, really rough, and my fingertips just don't like the feel of it. So I think maybe if I sandblast it and polish it off a little bit, it might be better. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just don't like the texture. I like the sculpt, just not the texture.
Yeah, fair enough. Too Late Test is asking, Jay, how do you recommend I should lube SKCL Green Alps with the Teflon lube, trying out together an Alps Clipper?
So the only time I bag lube is when I'm doing Alps, because it helps with the way the shapes of the stems are inside the switch. So I would disassemble the switch. I would take out the stems. I would take out all of the parts inside the sliders and everything else. And I would drop all of the stems inside a bag or a tub. I would put the Teflon lube in there, and then I would shake it around. And then I would leave it open to evaporate and give them a shake around every couple of minutes until all of the lube has evaporated. And then I would leave them 24 hours, and then I would do the same process again. So they effectively get 2 coats of the Teflon coating on there. So you leave it to air dry, because the way the Teflon lubes work is the Teflon's kind of like suspended in a liquid, and that liquid it evaporates quite quickly. And then it kind of hardens onto the surface of whatever's left behind. So I would do that, and I'd run it through a couple of coats.
Yep, sounds good. Domdy Dom is asking, guys, did you ever design your own set, even if not released yet? No. Top Clack does not have a set designed. I guess Jay has technically designed sets.
Yeah, I've got GMK Midnight Rainbow, which ran in Group Buy in June, and that should be shipping at some point in the new year.
You also have, correct me if I'm wrong, but what might be your premier set, GMK Maga. Your premier design, rather.
Sure. If you want to talk about that, yeah. GMK Maga.
Americana now,
April
right?
Fool's joke in 2019, yeah.
But as we've learned before, April Fool's sets tend to sell fairly well.
So my original plan after the meme that was MAGA, when people said they liked it and they would actually buy it, was I was going to rebrand it and do it as GMK Americana, make it like a celebration of American pop culture and things like that, and try and make some novelties based around that. But the way 2020 has gone, that kind of idea is just completely
it would be like
the list now. Yeah.
It would be even more of a meme now.
Yeah. Maybe in a couple of years, we'll see.
Yeah, once the dust settles a little bit. Oh man. GMK Dot's still going for 350. Man, are any GMK sets not selling for more than group buy price right now? Or does every set have a markup now?
No, the only one I've seen recently was that GMK was it called Paperwork, the one that was designed for 40s, and I think it was by Evans actually, the guy from Van Keyboards, and that's the only one I've seen sell under group buy price, I think.
Yeah, Necro Plum, and I've seen Monkey also sell, but those are like fairly dated sets at this point. I mean, like sets in the last year or two. that I've shipped in the last year or two. I feel like all of them have fairly significant markups these days.
Yeah, 9009 has big markup these days. I think it's like nearly
Really?
double group buy price, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. I feel like double group buy price isn't even like that much compared to a lot of other sets too. If GMK Dots is selling for $350, that's pretty wild.
That's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Irene says, "Don't you dare group Monkey with Necro and Plum." I was grouping them in price brackets based on what I've seen, like the sets aftermarket sell for under retail.
Yeah, GMK Monkey's kind of nice. I do like it. I wish we'd see that come back actually, but with a bit more support, because I don't think it even had a 7U bottom row in it, if I remember rightly. It was like really limited. Compatibility.
Monkey was quite a few years ago.
You should rerun Monkey, but with more compatibility. Yeah, absolutely.
Monster Leg says Striker selling for 400, saw Mizu for 700. Are you serious?
Want to sell Mizu for 500? Yeah,
Mizu is selling for 700. I don't even know what to say about that. That's quite something.
Yeah, it is something. Yeah. Oh wow! Interestingly, I'm just looking at the GMK Monkey group buy. Man of Interests was one of the original buyers of that set.
Yep.
So there you go, Man of Interests. Wodan, when Wodan was buying everything. Wow. Zeal bought a set as well. Zeal has a set of Monkey.
Or at least had a set of Monkey.
Yeah, there was only 45 sets. Wow. They only sold 45 sets. That's crazy.
Man, that's pretty wild. So does that mean that there are only 45 sets of Monkey in existence?
I don't know, because I don't know what GMK's MOQs were back then. I know it's changed over time, because this was back in early 2016. I think it shipped in I think the group buy ran in January 2016, and I think it shipped in April 2016. It was really quick turnaround. But this is when kind of I think people were kind of figuring out what a base kit size should be with GMK and things like that. And I don't know if Feng, who ran the group buy, actually sold some in China or not as well. I can't recall. It's a long time since I looked at it properly. But I think he might have sold the rest in China or something.
Bongo Cats for 500. We won't even get into artisans, man. we just won't even get into artisans. That's like a whole other ballpark.
$500 for some artisans is cheap. That's kind of you'd be happy to pick some artisans up for that price.
Yeah, I feel like aftermarket artisan prices are way more extreme in terms of percentage than aftermarket key sets.
Yeah, and so some of them can be. It's like some of the ETF nightcaps that go up on eBay go for thousands, and
really
when
thousands.
Sell, some have gone for thousands. I know of trades for artisans where really high top end boards are put up for it. I'm talking TGR level of quality put up for certain artisans, but that's because people really want to collect them, and they really care about them. So
sure, yeah. There's certainly the art aspect to it. You can't really deny that.
Yeah.
Chrono Man is asking, do GMK plan on changing their packaging at all?
I think they want to fix the issues they've got with the current packaging, but I think the current packaging will stay. It might just have some slight modifications to it. But they're not going to go back to the old packaging, and I don't think they're going to rehash it to be completely new. I think they'll just tweak what they have.
Yep. Whiskey Infused Pete says, when selling kidneys is no longer enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You got to sell your firstborn child, and yeah.
Oh, man.
Tasty.
Yeah. Domby Dom donates 500 bits. Thank you so much, man.
Nice. Yeah. Heck 500 bits. Thanks, man.
That's a lot of bits. Don Bro Space says it already has its double sealed GMK sets.
So since 8008, they do wrap it in 2 layers now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a layer that goes around the inside and then around the outside.
Yeah, I still feel like it doesn't have enough structural integrity overall. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. There's only so many times I can poke Andy of GMK and be like, "What are you doing? What's changing? What's new? What's happening?"
Yeah, GMK stabs as well, right? That's the next big one.
That's what I'm interested in, because he says there's a new stab design coming, but it's going to fit on the same footprint as the format that we already have. So that could be something to look out for.
Yeah.
Trolling Cody asking a very interesting question. What key sets do you have that you don't actually want?
Oh man.
I very rarely buy things that I don't like. So I basically only buy things if I know I'm gonna enjoy them and like them, or like have like a ridiculously high chance of that happening. It's pretty rare that I buy something I'm just like, I might like this, because I'm not quite as rich as some people in the hobby, so I try to allocate my money towards things that are less variance for me, I guess.
I can't think of anything that I have that I don't actually want. I just can't think of anything.
I'm like looking around at all my sets, but like I like all of them and I use all of them.
Like, yeah, like I just can't think of anything that I have that I don't want. Like, I mean, I could probably put them in a rough order in terms of which I like most and least, but I don't think there'd be any that I didn't like. Yeah.
Oh, he follows up by saying, like, you saw the renders, then they didn't meet the hype. Okay.
Oh, okay, interesting. So I have got GMK Plum. Now, I genuinely like that key set as a standalone key set, but it doesn't look anything like the renders originally should have been for the key set. The same for Solarized Dark. Like, I really, really love what GMK Solarized Dark is and of itself, but it's not the same as the Solarized Dark colorway. And I would like to see a proper remake of GMK Solarized Dark in the correct colorway. I'd like to see that a lot. But other than that, I don't think there's anything.
For me, I guess that would be GMK Mizu, because I feel like Mizu didn't really turn out like the renders, and that's fine. I still like the set, and I know a lot of people like the set still and like it even more than maybe it looked in the renders, but I was still hoping for a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter of an alpha color. But with that said, I still have it. I still, I haven't sold it yet, and I still use it on a board, and I still enjoy it. So no real hate for it, but it didn't really turn out the way I was expecting. But apparently people are selling it for $700, so yeah, it's a popular set, I guess.
Iwanay says, now that J-Chan has seemed to more permanently left the hobby, closing his store, do you think that changes the idea of someone else running one of his sets? I mean, he's already categorically said no to people rerunning Muted for whatever reason. So Hydro's already rerunning. I don't know if they got permission or not. I can't remember, but that's under a different name now. But Hydro's already rerunning.
That's a really interesting like ethical question, though, right?
It is.
That's kind of deep. Because obviously, when he said no, he was still kind of in the hobby, right? Like, he was still vaguely around. His store was still open. He was still selling and moving product. But now that he's fully out of the community, I don't necessarily want to say it like that, but I'm assuming that he is fully out of the community now. Does that change the idea of being able to rerun? I'm assuming Muted would be the coup de grace.
I think it's Muted, yeah, because the only other thing I can think that he ran was Oblivion Round 1, but that's owned by Blotsky, right? So that's his key set. So
yeah,
that Muted is the only one I can think of.
Yeah, or I guess Solarized Dark was also run through him, if I'm not mistaken.
It was, but I don't know if that was his design.
It was not his design. No. Yeah, I think Muted and Hydro were the only two designs of his. He did design other sets, other Pokemon themed sets. So there were supposed to be. I mean, Hydro was obviously like the kind of Squirtle themed set, and then there was supposed to be like a Bulbasaur and a Pikachu and a Charmander set as well to kind of go along with that theme. I just think he never actually got around to finalizing any of it. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't really know, honestly. I feel like, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like it's probably okay that he can take it with him.
Yeah, I don't know if he gives up his rights to his designs by just leaving the community. Like,
Exactly.
if I left the community, would it be okay for someone to rerun the JO2?
Exactly. And like
I'd say no.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, isn't it? Though it's interesting because we know the whole legalities. You can't own colorways, and it's all built on ethics and the fact that people respect other people's colorways and things. But like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's an interesting one. It's like I found out the other day that there's an SA version of Midnight Rainbow running. Like, I wasn't, no one spoke to me about it. I just happened to find out about it, and that's running in China. So, like, I don't know how I'd feel about it if I left the community and someone reran Midnight Rainbow. I don't know. It's interesting.
Chronoman is asking, aren't there muted knockoffs?
Yes.
There's a PBT version, right? That was done in China.
And I think, whilst it's quite different, the intention behind Modo Light was to try and plug that gap a little bit, I think.
For sure, yeah. I mean,
like,
definitely...
It wasn't the main intention, it was just kind of like it's a similar kind of colorway.
Yeah, Modo Light certainly isn't a muted clone or copy. For sure, it's not. But, like you said, it does fit that same kind of space. But you can let someone rerun with your name. But he would still have to approve that.
Yes, and he said no categorically to everyone who asked him about muted.
Yeah. Trolling Cody says, board design IP and letters on keycaps are completely different. I don't think you should be able to run novelties, but colors. Most definitely should be able to rerun those. Yeah, it's.
I mean,
muted is
core is just grey and different shades of grey and black, right?
Muted is stock colors too, right? Minus
it's
maybe
all stock colors. Yeah.
Even the accents are all stock.
I think both of them are. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then it becomes even more up in the air. I feel like, because obviously you can't own. Even like ethically, it's hard to say that someone owns like a 2 or 3 combination of stock colors. That's a deep topic. That's a deep topic that I think we need someone else on here to talk about with. Someone that might have more insight into that particular kind of mindset.
I did have a GMK coloring in one of the shows, and I can't find it. I was going to check.
I have GMK muted right next to me, but I'd have to search for the accents.
Yeah, I have muted out, but I did have a coloring in here. Let me see if it's in the drawer.
Muted on my M60.
I don't know where it is, but I do have it somewhere. I do have a coloring here, but I'm pretty sure it's on the coloring. Just when it was in the drawer. It's definitely not in that drawer, but I could have sworn it was.
Donbro Space says there was Pantones, so not sure if it was stock. Okay.
I could have sworn it was stock.
I mean, the base colors are stock, right? Like, there's no way those are not stock. If anything's Pantone, it has to be the accents, I would imagine.
No, I think the accents are 100% stock colors. I'm pretty sure on that. I think they're 3A and 3C, if I remember rightly.
Undercover Brother is saying muted is not stock colors. The mods / alphas and accents, not 3A, 3C, are Pantones. Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. I thought they were...
Legends or CR, though. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, I think in that sense, it becomes even more of like his kind of thing, and if he wants to take that with him away from the community, it probably will upset a lot of people, but it's kind of his thing, right? It's not really our choice to make.
Yeah, it's difficult to say.
It's a very touchy subject that I'm sure people have a lot of very critical and differing opinions on. Clicky M60 Brown? Yeah, that was, I have Box Pinks. Yeah, I have Kale Box Pinks in my M60. I honestly think a lot of people give the M60A crap for like having an integrated plate and not like feeling as good as it could be or like sounding as good as it otherwise might. But honestly, I think it shines brightest when you have like a click bar clicky in it. I think it perfectly suits that kind of typing style in my opinion. All right, well, thank you, UB, for the correction there. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
As I'm sure you guys all know, we're not always right 100% of the time, it turns out.
Yeah, especially with old GMK sets, trying to remember the colors. Shaky Snake says, just because you want something doesn't mean to say you get it. Welcome to life, right? You're absolutely right. Yeah. The whole phrase "I want" never gets. You know.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be real. It's a luxury item. It's a GMK set, right? Like, if that's the problem you have in your life is probably pretty darn good otherwise.
Yeah. If you're going to sleep worried about how do I get a set of GMK muted, and that's your biggest worry,
you're probably living a pretty good life, all things considered.
Yeah. That feels like you're doing something okay. Yeah.
All right. I think now's probably a good time to talk about our sponsors for a moment before we come back to chat for a few more minutes and then head out. So let me flip over. We're going to talk about our lovely sponsors for a moment, guys, and then we'll get back to the kind of questions and discussion for just a little bit longer before we head out. So, starting us off, as usual, we have the wonderful Novel Keys, who has a few different things going on right now. If you're a GMK fan, Bento Round 2 is still going on right now, and I believe it closes very, very soon. It runs until the 31st, so you still have a few days left on it, but then that's going to be over. So make sure you jump in on that if that's your thing, or maybe you missed out on Round 1, or you like some of the upgrades that Round 2 has seen. If you're not a GMK fan and you're more of an essay kind of person, then check out Skywriter. That could totally be for you. That closes even sooner, if I'm not mistaken. I think that closes tomorrow. Yeah, the 28th. So if you want SA Skywriter, make sure you get on it today because it is closing very, very soon. And I'd like to say that you can get some Silk or Dry Series Novel Key switches, but those are currently sold out, as we kind of learned last week when we made fools of ourselves. Because before stream, they were like, there's still some left. And then during the stream, there certainly was not. So we do know that another shipment is inbound, though. So if you want some of the Silk series or the Dry series, those are coming back, hopefully quite soon. And hopefully they won't sell out very quick this time, because he'll probably have bought more, I hope. But if those aren't your style, there's definitely lots of other switches in stock, lots of other Gateron switches, Kale switches. He even has the Big Switch series if you're into more of the novelty kind of aesthetic there. And, he's got lots of things going on. Lots of things going on these days. So make sure you check those out. Want some keycaps, you want some switches, he's definitely got you covered there. In anything in stock, you can use the promo code ClickClack, and that'll get you 5% off. That's one word, ClickClack.
Yeah. Moving on to our second sponsor of the night, it is Kono.store. So a few things to call out from Kono. GMK Shoko Round 2 is live, guys. You can now pick up GMK Shoko Round 2, as well as GMK Pre-Press and Ishtar, which both finished this week. Shoko is live until, I think, the 12th of September, so you've got a little bit more time on that one. But Pre-Press and Ishtar is definitely finishing this week. If there are other key sets that you have missed quite recently that you'd like to try and grab and jump in on, then you can pre-order some of the additional key sets that have already finished their group buy phase. So I think GMK Deku, EPBC Ivory, and a number of other keycap sets. You can pre-order those anytime you like. So do check those out as well. Failing that, if you want to look at a keyboard, then you might want to take a look at the Hex Gears series. The Gemini X1 and Venture keyboards are in stock, ready to ship, and could be a great wireless low-profile mechanical keyboard for a friend or someone who's just joining the community.
Yeah, those two are actually sold out right now. But they do have other options though.
Typical, yeah. Okay.
I mean, the Hex Gear stuff is kind of like a good entry level stuff if you're like looking to get someone in the hobby or anyways, regardless of the series there. Moving right along, we have the wonderful KBDfans, who has a couple things going on right now. The group buys are still open for GMK Evil Dolch, as well as this slightly newer Enjoy PBT Black Pink key set, which I just found out about today, which is kind of cool. It's only $38. Compatibility is fairly minimal, but if you're a fairly more basic user like myself, this is going to fit you just fine. Only $38. Hard to argue with that. So that's definitely something pretty cool to look out for. They also have the Enjoy PBT Samurai key set coming soon too. So if you're kind of into those Japanese sub-legends and you like the black, white, and red aesthetic, that could totally be for you. Only $99 there. And maybe if you're a little newer to the community and you're not really sure where to start and you want to buy some products and you're on a budget, I would highly suggest KBDfans overall. They have a pretty wide range of things like keycaps, switches, PCBs, plates, and cases. So pretty much anything you're looking for, they probably have you covered. A lot of good entry-level and budget-oriented stuff, which is fantastic if you're trying to ball out on a budget like I often do. And if you're really kind of keen to save some money, they also have I'm trying to find a good spot for it. They do have a B stock market, which tends to have quite a few things in it, especially as of lately. I've been seeing a lot of aluminum cases, high profile aluminum cases for like as low as $40-something. So usually you don't see it that low on the pricing. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're maybe trying to build something for a friend or a family member you're trying to get them into the hobby. It's good stuff, guys, so make sure to give that a check out.
Yeah, and jumping over to our final sponsor, it is the wonderful Leandrin at Mekanisk.com. So this is Leandrin's store, all designed in Norway, and as it says on the title screen there, blending Norwegian nature and mechanical engineering since 2015.
I like this new home screen. It's good.
It's a great picture, isn't it, that he's got on the home screen. He has redesigned the site a little bit, so make sure you take a look around to find out what's on there, guys. But there is a few different collections now. So in stock, there isn't much in stock at the minute. You can pick up the Ultramarine keyboard stabilizers that Brian was showing off earlier on. You can also pick up some dampening foam for one of your existing Mekanisk boards, and you can also pick up the WT60D PCB as well. Everything else isn't available at the minute, but there are a number of group buys coming back, and he's also got some new colorways coming as well. The E Ultra Hot, which is kind of like an electrophoresis hot pink color, which is looking pretty damn tasty, is going to be up on his new boards coming soon as well.
Yeah, and also the Tin TKL still making a teasing appearance there. So
I know, right?
Anyone that missed out on Tin Round 1, know there is a Round 2 coming, but if TKL is more your style, then this could be for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
All right, guys, back to the chat and discussion and a couple questions that have popped up as well, guys.
Nice, yeah.
Awesome stuff. All right, I'll scroll back just a little bit. All right, Marquis is asking, I've been working on an ethics proposal for a research project, and a major aspect is confidentiality of client/participant information. Does this /would this apply to the individual group buy/raffle runners, given the state of virtual piracy and the increasing number of people in the hobby? Sorry for the long-winded questions. I'm not good at considering my thoughts.
This is an interesting one, because I think the culture's changed on this quite recently over the past couple of years. So more and more we're seeing that group buys aren't run through necessarily just a Google form on an interest check on a Geek Hack page. They're actually run through vendors. So most of them are sales that happen between vendor and a customer, which is where it's completely private. There are some that still do like limited edition, like I'm going to do for the JR1, where people's usernames are generally used in public to announce who's on the winners list and who isn't. But as long as no personally identifiable information is used, I think as long as you make it clear that you will be using that name to publicly display who the winners are, I think that's fine. But there is a lot of ethics around talking about who's joined and who hasn't. Like, I don't share any of my customer information in public. You could ask me, and I wouldn't tell you who'd bought a certain key set or who hadn't or anything else, because that's not my information to share. That's, if people want to say, oh, I bought this from such and such a store, then that's great, that's their choice, but I would never disclose any of that information. That's all completely private, confidential. I don't even disclose it to group buy designers. So if a designer says, oh, did so-and-so buy a board from you or a key set from you, I don't even tell them, because as far as I'm concerned, they aren't part of my business. We're working together on a proposition, but they aren't part of my business, so they're not privy to that information.
Chiletas is asking, have you guys played around with the Otemu Phoenix switches by any chance? I believe you got some of those, right?
Yeah, I got them when I was in Seattle last year. Do you remember fishing around in the mailbox at the Airbnb?
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah. I built a clipper, actually, of all things. I built a clipper with them. So the build stream's out there, I Love Chiletas. If you go back and look for my clipper build stream from like maybe August, September last year, you'll see when I use those switches.
Do you have a kind of a TLDR on how you thought about them?
I think they were okay. I can't remember. It's a long time since I've used that board, and I think my impression were for Clicky Switch they're okay. Because if I remember rightly, they're
an Aristotle clone, right?
Yeah, they're trying to replicate the way an Aristotle stem works. In some ways, they achieved that, and I think they were pretty nice switches. But in some ways, I think they maybe slightly failed. Let me see if I can find the video for you.
Yes. Well, while you're looking for that up, official glorious PC gaming race just donated 500 bits. Thank you so much for that, guys. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. Genuinely appreciate those bits.
Heck yeah. And Iwane is asking, will you tell me if I bought something from you?
If you DM me, I'll tell you in DMs. Yeah.
Iwane probably buys so much he just forgets like a lot of the things that he buys.
he probably does. He's one of
those badasses.
Absolutely. Try to find this. Oh man, is it really a year since I built my Honeyboard 60?
I mean, yeah, it's been a while. It's crazy. I feel like time goes like faster in this community.
Yeah. Okay. I found the video. Okay. So I love Cholitas. There you go. That's the link in chat there for you.
Nice. Close to the Metal is asking, any thoughts about the recent spate of new designers offering Gasket 65 group buys, e.g. the Alpine, the Astro, surprisingly low prices, but the group buy runners don't have a lot of history from what I can tell, and the timelines seem very short. That's like the nature of group buys, especially through an individual, right? Like, you never really know how things are gonna go, which is why, like Jay mentioned earlier, a lot of group buys more recently are run through specific, like, established vendors. Like, that's just the norm now. So it's pretty rare to see like singular people running a group buy that isn't like an actual business entity of some sort. With that said, I haven't really. I saw the Astro 65 earlier, and I will agree with what a few other people in our Discord said, that it is kind of a clone of the Baka or Squid design. It does look very, very similar in a lot of ways. So, but with that said, it was trying to achieve a pretty low price. I think the ballpark was 160 to 190 US, which is pretty low. I'd be a little weary about stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people that just try to come into the community and attempt to run group buys don't really do enough research, and they kind of just expect things to go a certain way, and then they get all the information they actually need, and they're like, oh, it's not going to go that way. So, I don't know. By today's standards, I would say I probably wouldn't join a group buy unless it was through an established vendor or a runner that I already knew and trusted. Because I feel like we've kind of gotten past the days of just joining group buys from random people that are just joining the server. Or not the server, but the community, rather.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the issue is that a lot of people who are doing it for the first time, they don't realize some of the intricacies that are out there. They don't realize how much work, for example, it is to do quality control. They don't realize that they're going to have to buy extras. You know, they don't realize that they need to set up in advance with payment providers like Shopify and things like that to make sure that they're not going to get their accounts closed. And even if you do set up with them, it can still happen. So, you know, I think prices are something that a lot of vendors don't talk about how they structure to get to the price that they do, but most vendors, I'm sure, will admit that they have some sort of kind of risk percentage in there, that if things go wrong, there's an amount of money that's included within a price that enables us to, you know, replace the plates because they've all been made wrong or whatever, you know, just to make sure that risk is attributed. And costs can change over time. You know, the costs that you get on day one could be different a week later, especially if you're doing like a GMK group buy, you know, where you could set a price at, say, $100 for argument's sake. And if the exchange rate's a difference between GMK, who uses the euro in Germany, and the dollar, if that changes significantly in the course of the group buy, between when you got a quote from GMK and when you start your group buy and when you finish the group buy, that can significantly affect how you purchase them and things like that. So it is worthwhile bearing that in mind. I think people sometimes need a bit of experience, or to speak to someone with a bit of experience to be able to understand some of those intricacies inside a group buy and how you need to prepare for them and make sure that you've covered in case of an emergency.
Yep, there's a lot of things in the background that a lot of runners don't really consider when especially when they're newer. All right. What else you guys want to talk about, guys?
The glorious PC guys, they said, before I head out for the night, are you guys interested in giving away a GMMK keyboard to chat? Could do it on a future stream if you want. Your call.
Yeah, I did reply to that in chat while you were answering that question. But okay. Yeah, I'll reiterate. Yeah, we're pretty much always down to do giveaways. That's usually something we're always into. But I do want to get the glorious PC gaming race people on a future stream, because I think that'd be a really good discussion that could maybe open the minds of some chat people, because I feel like there's a lot of kind of drama going on between like our community and kind of what they're doing right now, and I think in true Top Clack fashion, we try to remain pretty neutral and pretty professional, and we try to see aspects that aren't necessarily just our own. And in that sense, I think it would be a good stream to kind of discuss things on, and we can maybe get some more info about what's going on and kind of their take on it, and vice versa. But yeah, he says, sounds good, we'll look out for it. So I'm going to be in touch with them, and we're going to try to get them on a future episode.
Awesome. That'd be great to get them on stream. That'd be a really good conversation.
Yeah, I have guests scheduled for the next 2 or 3 weeks out, but we can definitely get you on after that, and it'll be a good time.
Nice. Switch Keys AU subscribed for 11 months. Thank you very much, Steph from Switch Keys. Thank you for that 11-month streak. Genuinely appreciate it. Thank you.
Heck yes. All right. Vendor support is huge for me, says Monster Like. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like, I'm way more inclined to join like a GMK key set, from Novel Keys versus someone random. Which I know, like, GMK these days don't even work with individuals anymore. They only work with like business entities. So, which I think was a good move, because it really does start to establish a little bit more professionalism in our community.
It gives a consistent basis as well. People know that they need to go through a vendor, and vendors know that they can deal with GMK pretty much exclusively, and make sure that everything's been happening correctly. It's definitely a good move from GMK's perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Wave Depth says, so be weary of the Alpine 60. I haven't looked at the Alpine 60. I saw the Astro 60, but I haven't seen the Alpine 65. Let me take a look at that real quick.
Okay, I think we actually talked about this a few months ago when we were still doing the news.
Oh yeah, it looks
really
like
intricate bottom weight. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the interest check went up in June, so about roughly 2.5 months ago. I mean, the design itself looks fine, but like I mentioned earlier, I just probably wouldn't join any group buys unless they're people I know and trust, or it's an established vendor. That's just how I see it in the community now. I don't really see the reason to join a group buy otherwise. But obviously proceed, with your own caution. And I mean, if you're using PayPal too, you always have 6 months to kind of get your money back, or whatever that window of time is called.
Yeah, I think it's 6 months, isn't it, with PayPal, if you've paid via PayPal, or if you pay via debit or credit card. It depends on your bank and where you are in the world. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you do plan to join a group buy, like, of an individual that's maybe new to the community and doesn't really have an established presence, or any kind of vendor status, then I would be a little weary. But there are precautions that you can take, obviously. PayPal being one of them.
Wave Depth saying, gotcha, I appreciate the feedback on that one. Yeah, no worries, man, no worries.
Close to the Metal asking, I mean to be positive. There are probably some success stories about first-time vendorless GBs, no? Any prominent examples? Oh, I mean, yeah, it was only a couple years ago, well, no, I guess it was probably more like 3 or 4, that we didn't really have very many vendors. There was, if you weren't buying from Mass Drop, you were buying from Originative, or like Clack, I think, was kind of an up-and-coming one at the time. But most group buys, most GMK sets and keyboards were just run through individuals, and to wildly varying degrees of success. Some group buys went incredibly well, and they shipped before their expected time frames, and everything was fantastic, and a lot of people are happy. And there was people that literally walked away from the community with tens or hundreds of thousands of the community's dollars. So, you really got to proceed at your own risk.
Yeah, it's difficult. There's also been people that have run group buys that have not accounted for all of the costs that they were going to incur, and have ended up having to run the group buys at a huge loss as well. That's happened to a lot of group buy runners. So, things like that can and do happen. But yeah. I think we are very lucky in the community that most group buys happen without issue.
Yeah. That certainly didn't used to be the case, right? I feel like a lot of group buys these days, we almost take it for granted, but so many of them go pretty smoothly these days, all things considered. That didn't really used to be the case. There used to be an issue with basically every group buy. I've been in a couple pretty nightmarish group buys, back in the, we'll call them the dark ages of the keyboard community.
Dark ages of keyboards, yeah.
Hate to be dramatic. Actually, I don't. I like being dramatic sometimes. But yeah, you're going to see varying degrees of success, for sure. But these days, it's more common to have some kind of vendor backing, especially because there are such an enormous amount of vendors all across the world nowadays.
Yeah. Captain Ladies Man says, "What's the most famous group buy that got scammed and owner took off with all the money?" I'd say it was probably the last Feng group buy, right? Because he'd run 4 or 5 group buys, maybe more, completely successfully, shipped out the products, and then right at the very end, he just kind of disappeared midway through one of his group buys, and no one's ever seen or heard from him since.
Yeah. Isn't that what that's what Ivan did too, right?
Say again?
That's what Ivan did too, right? I think that was around that same time.
Feng and Ivan, yeah. Was it Feng that did that as well? I can't remember if Feng did it as well. Maybe it's Ivan that I'm thinking of.
I think it might be Ivan that you're thinking of,
but
I
might be
could be wrong. Someone in chat will correct us, obviously. But yeah, Ivan had run multiple successful group buys and was fairly well established and liked in the community. Then all of a sudden, ran a group buy and just took off. Just took off with the money. And that's just kind of the unfortunate way it can go. And that's why when you join group buys, you have to really take the precautions that you need to protect yourself. And obviously it's not quite as related, but I would also say that never put money into something that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah, especially with a group buy, because you have to think of the group buy that it's not a certain thing. Like, things change, prices change, issues still happen. I don't think we've had any serious ones in the past year or so. Like, I can't think of any in the past 12 months that have gone wrong.
One might argue the Lumina group buy, the Teslatron scenario.
Okay, that was 2018, right? And then into 2019. Yeah.
2018 into 2019. That's a whole other topic unto itself. There was a lot going on there, but I mean, I think there are definitely going to be people out there that would classify that as a scam. It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
Wave Depth says there's a meme I see going on right now. Did you see the hyper abuse? Yeah, we talked about it on the show a few weeks ago.
That's not a meme though, is it? That's actually happening.
Yeah, it's like a real group buy is hyper abused. It's going to happen.
It looks good. I recall it being pretty good, right? Like it came with like everything that you'd want. It came with it had the best part. The coup de grace for me was the Faith Restored kit.
Yeah,
I don't know who came up with the F8 name kit for that. The Faith Restored. Whoever did that is absolutely genius. Genius.
I think it was Wilbur, but I still don't have my F8 key from the original GMK Hyperfuse group buy, which was 5 years ago now, I think.
So...
closing in on 5 years this January coming?
Was it 2015 or was it 2014?
Oh, mate, was it 6 years? Gosh,
I think it might have been 2014.
Yeah, is it going to be 6 years? Wow.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's something, man. That's something. Wave Depth previously says, coming into this hobby so late, Coming into this hobby so late can leave people not understanding how fickle things can be. Beginners need people like you guys to inform the community, inform and keep the community safe. We definitely appreciate those kind words. I mean, there's only so much we can do, but the idea is, we try to give people the right information and the right mindset to kind of proceed, I guess, more safely and just in a nicer way in this hobby. Especially nowadays, because so many people are coming into it with either the wrong mindset or just a complete lack of understanding or wanting to learn, and it can cause a lot of confusion and a lot of hostility, and we've recently been seeing a lot of that. So that's something that we're slowly but surely trying to do our part to hopefully correct in some format. Trolling Cody says, when enough money gets asked back, does it not get flagged and someone comes in for them for fraud?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because it's really, really hard because maybe most people wait until after the 6 months and they don't actually try and get refunds and things like that, and because they've assumed that the group buy is going to ship, and and even if they do, if it's a PayPal account and you've taken the money and run, how do they know who you were? How do they trace you down and hunt you down? It's very, very difficult, and I would imagine that some people don't get caught for fraud. I think it's quite easy to take legal action where it has happened, but it's a very, very difficult situation to talk about. And there's a lot of nuance and detail that really depends. It's going to be different in every circumstance. So the answer to that is maybe, I think.
Yeah. Saturn OG says, or just have patience. I lurked RMK, RMM, Geek Hack for 8 months before I committed to anything. Glad I did too, because my tastes have changed considerably. Yeah, I mean, that's true too. I've had multiple group buys that I've joined, and by the time I got the product, I was like, this ain't it,
you
fam.
were over it.
Yeah, this isn't me anymore. This isn't what I want. And I mean, that's just how it goes too. That's one of the problems in our community when you have to wait, often 4, 6, 8, 12 months or even more sometimes to get, your key set or your keyboard.
Yeah.
The Red Scarf keyboard by Ivan, linked by Captain Ladies Man. Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, long time ago now.
Definitely one of the community's most prominent scammers. Wave Death asking, has there been any serious legal things like that happen in the community or to prominent community members? Man, legal things? I'm not really sure. I mean, a lot of people have said they're going to take legal action against, Teslatron for the Lumina group buy, or I've heard that from other group buys as well, but I'm not sure if anyone actually has. I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Has there been any legal action taken for serious issues?
I haven't heard of any. I've heard rumors of stuff, but I don't know of any categorical times when it's happened, so I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like at least the people that have been around in the hobby longer tend to be smart enough these days to know how to protect themselves and know what group buys they should and shouldn't join. But obviously newer people coming into the community might not have quite that same awareness, which is why I try to bring up the point of try to join group buys that are done through established vendors versus individuals that don't actually have any kind of post history or presence in the community whatsoever. We in 2020 now, scammers get banned swiftly. Yeah, that's true too.
They do. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, you only have to look on our RMM Mech Market on Reddit to see that quite often people get called out for being scammers, and there's they'll get stickied and pinned up there that such usernames as scammers are known to be in that kind of position. So yeah.
Lots of people are acting internationally. Where are you going to sue them? The UN?
Yeah, I mean, that's true, right? I ship stuff all over the world, everywhere in the world. You name it, I've probably shipped there. And yeah, it's difficult to do international stuff over something that's maybe $500 or $600 at most. It's kind of like in international courts. It's kind of like not a big deal at that kind of point. So yeah, it is difficult to do it around the world like that.
I want to ask you a good question. As a vendor, what do you think of the bot bait with the Iron 165 that Cannon Keys did? Fun fact, we'll actually have Upas of Cannon Keys on the next episode, so we'll be definitely talking more in depth about that whole situation. But if you wanted to touch briefly on that, Jay, feel free, of course.
No, we can save it till next week. I've got some thoughts on it. We'll save it till next week.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Upas coming on next week. Upas is a nice guy. We like him.
Yeah, he's a genuinely lovely guy. I remember meeting him in Seattle last year. He's just a really, really nice guy.
He brought us all coffee.
He did, yeah. We went to that little coffee place before we had burgers, yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But yeah, that'll be cool. That's next week's episode. So that'll definitely be a pretty interesting one. The doggy sticker was too good. Yeah, a lot of people really approve of what he did.
Yeah,
and I can see why. I mean, who wants to lose to botters in that kind of raffle? Like, really? Like, nobody supports bots except for the people actually, using the bots. Jay and Quazkemz full of leaks. You need flex tape. Oh my gosh! Send me some flex tape, I would. A lot of people are also very pissed, which I don't understand. Were they the ones?
You can't please everyone.
Yeah, you're never going to please everyone. Somebody. No matter what you do, whether you're a vendor or a content creator or whatever in the community, there are going to be people that hate you, and there are going to be people unhappy with what you're doing. That doesn't even matter what you do. Does not matter at all. You could donate to charity. That'll piss some people off. It'll just happen. And it doesn't make sense to me. But, you can't get everyone to agree on everything. That's just the way it is. There's going to be people that just hate. And you
will always upset someone.
You just gotta move past it, right? Like, you just don't fixate on it. I used to fixate on that. People are like, "You're dumb. You're doing this wrong." And I don't care anymore. I just don't care. Like, that's not why I'm in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't think you can take any action in this community without upsetting someone. Like, I got people messaging me on Instagram yesterday. They were upset that I got the Phantom key cult. Like, oh, why is it always big name streamers that win these raffles? It's like, it was a commission. I've never won a key cult raffle. Of all the key cult raffles I've entered, I've never won a single one. So yeah, it's like, get complaints about everything.
Dom Dom says, "Heart, nothing but love. You can do anything. The love will be there." Appreciate that, guys.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, and I mean that's like always the cool thing too, right? Like, as long as you're doing things that are, by and large, nice or good or wholesome, you're gonna have people behind you. I mean, there are gonna be haters, of course, but generally the good outweighs the bad in this community, which is part of the reason I think a lot of us are still here.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. The good keeps me sticking around.
Captain Ladies Man says, you are successful when you have haters. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one way to look at it. Top Clack certainly has its share of haters and has over the years. That's just the way it is. But, we've had a lot of great people, too, and a lot of you guys that are here now and have been around for a while or even newer and you're appreciating. It's like, that makes it, way more worth it than not.
Yeah. It seems very easy to upset people these days.
It's very easy to upset people these days, yeah.
Yeah, very, very easy, yeah.
And on that bombshell, I think it's time we head out. Because
I like the reference.
Okay, good, yeah. Anyone out there that appreciates that, too, it's just for you. If you appreciate that reference, make sure you're checking out our YouTube descriptions, because I put minutes of effort into those. Minutes.
Whole minutes of effort.
I put minutes of effort into those, and they usually make me chuckle, which is why I do it. Just make sure to sing that Taylor Swift "Shake It Off." Yeah, exactly.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to be heading out for the night. Upcoming streams. Are you doing something on Sunday, Jay?
I will be. I don't know what yet, but I will be doing a stream on Sunday. I've got a really, really busy weekend, so I don't know what I'll be doing on stream, but I will do something. I will do something on stream. There will be something on stream. Even if I'm just looking at a couple of boards and unboxing some stuff, maybe a close look at the Phantom Key Cult number 2 and the Petrichor that came in, maybe some vintage stuff as well. I don't know. Like, it might not be a full-on build stream, but there'll be some content on Sunday. Yeah.
Awesome. So I will be having a build stream tomorrow, provided I don't feel sicker than I already am. But I'm going to be building this Clippa S, and this is going to be pretty awesome because I don't know if anyone has done a build stream of this yet. I feel like this is a pretty underrated board that a lot of people don't know about and haven't really built. So I'm definitely interested to check this out. I'm going to be using some of the new Novel Key Silk switches. Going to be trying those out. I'll let chat decide which ones, and I'll let chat decide which plate material. I have an aluminum plate and a polycarbonate plate. We'll try that, and we'll throw on some of the brand new GMK Cafe that I just got in. That's going to look fantastic. So if you're a fan of that, look forward to that stream tomorrow, and it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Raid? Oh yeah, we got a raid. I'm glad. Thank you guys for reminding me. Always remind me towards the end of the stream, because sometimes I just forget.
Yeah, DD Decline is streaming right now, so we should raid him. Yeah, we should
raid him. Who did we raid last? We raided Merlin last week, right?
Merlin last week, yes.
And the week before we did. I'm trying to mix it up a bit because I know we've raided DD Decline before, but I don't remember how long ago it was.
It is quite a while ago. On my last build stream, I raided Stash.
Stash, okay. I would raid Stash, but he's not live right now. So our choices are Max and DD Decline from my list. Let's see. I am me, you are you. Oh, that's what we rated. That's what I rated yesterday in my build stream.
I think we go with DD Decline.
All right, we'll go with DD Decline this week. That sounds good to me. I have no idea what he's doing. It looks like he's checking out some group buys potentially, so that could be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think he's got Key Bonbon on today as well. So yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and queue up this raid, guys, while we head out. But make sure that when we get there, we say something nice, say something wholesome, maybe try to brighten their day, and just try to be interested in what they're doing. Hopefully, they're doing something interesting. I'm gonna go over and check them out as well. So yeah, look forward to my build stream tomorrow. As long as I don't feel extra crappy, that's definitely gonna happen. I'm really excited to get to this build. And yeah, make sure you check out Jay on Sunday for whatever the heck he's doing.
Yeah, I'll try and decide.
Trolling Cody says Jay streaming him sleeping. So you should just do a sleep stream because obviously people people are into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get an hour on the couch now because it's like 4 a.m. So I'll get an hour now, and then it's time to do some work.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, have a fantastic rest of your day, and make sure you join in for the raid, and let's go over there and just have a good time. And
see you guys.
Thanks for joining us for this top Clack tea time. I know it was a weird episode, guys, but hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we'll be back at it with UPOS next week, and we'll talk about the whole botting situation as well as some other things. So look forward to that, and have a fantastic rest of your day, guys.
Yeah, take care, guys.